All right, doing something a little bit different today. Just rambling and raving about whatever comes to mind. Recently, I've been thinking, why are there so many conspiracy theories, conspiracy theorists, things like that? And there's the classics, the moon landing, the pyramids, JFK assassination, even 9/11. But now it just feels like everything's a conspiracy. So there's like the Charlie Kirk assassin, there's the Trump assassination attempt, there's the whole cloud seeding, climate change thing, vaccines, just about everything that involves politics or science is now a conspiracy. And I'll preface this by saying conspiracy theories aren't inherently bad. Challenging the traditional way of thought has led to human evolution over these thousands of years. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but these modern conspiracy theories, I mean, they're like tinfoil hat level. They're just so ridiculous. They're not really contributing to anything. And I really believe that this rise in conspiracy theories has also coincided with the rise of populism. So populism is just the distrust of elites, the institutions these elites are a part of, and things like that. And most of our information comes from mainstream information, which is just distrusted because this is the very institutions that those elites are part of. Um, and this is exactly the platform and messaging that Donald Trump ran on to get elected. So even if you do like him or you do not like him, subscribing to this belief and this distrust of elites and institutions and everything else, this is exactly what contributed to him getting elected. Uh, and I find the rise of everything being a conspiracy pretty dangerous. Not necessarily because Trump got elected or anything, but the best way to topple a system, whether it's financial or political, is to lose trust in these institutions. Social media undoubtedly fostered this way of thinking. I mean, the amount of people of all ages that will see a post in social media and just take it as truth without any relevant sources or anything like that. I mean, this has happened to me many times, from older people to people that I work with, the same age as me, even younger. It's just it's honestly kind of like a misinformation pandemic, you could almost say. Uh, but these people that they listen to, I think the reason that they listen to them and they believe them so heartedly is because they're not a part of those institutions that are so distrusted, especially from their way of thinking. And so when you don't trust that information from our institutions and our elites, you still want to be informed. Humans always want to learn. That's just kind of one of our little things. So you're going to get those informations from distrustful sources and from social media and from people who don't necessarily know exactly what they're talking about. I myself am that person. Everyone has to admit to their own biases. Everyone knows they don't have the entire full picture of everything that's going on. No one has all the information. I mean, maybe some CIA guy, but that's part of the institutions that we don't like. But it really just comes down to that distrust. Um, and so, especially the modern ones, so the most recent one, I guess, would be like the Charlie Kirk assassination. I just gotta say, the whole Erica Kirk thing is weird. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not weird at all. Her just ability to continue to go on and represent TPUSA and go on all these tours. The most recent thing with the whole fan setup where they could take selfies with the same tint that Charlie Kirk was shot in. That's just weird. That's just weird. Now, I can also understand from her perspective because she's really faithful, really has a strong belief. So to her, him passing, she feels as she knows he's in heaven, she will see him again. So in that instance, it certainly can be more comforting. And I don't want to offer any excuses for her or get into the debate of the conspiracy theory itself, but the guy who the whole conspiracy theory is the guy who shot Charlie Kirk was not the assassin. It's an inside job or whatever, and all the information is just too convenient. You can't trust, same caliber of bullet as his grandfather's gun that he used. His parents turned him in, talking with this trans lover or whatever the hell it was. It's all just too convenient. And then we have actual representatives. Now, she's on her way out. She resigned because of the whole beef with Trump thing, but we have actual representatives who also give faith to these beliefs. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she referenced cloud seeding in actual Congress. I mean, she made the idea mainstream essentially. And it kind of just goes as all these natural disasters are not a cause of climate change, they're not a cause of what humans have done to the atmosphere and everything else. It is purely us messing with the weather. And, we do have the ability to cloud seed, to, put moisture in the air for rain and everything else. But when you're considering the level of natural disasters, it's you, it's just not from cloud seeding. It just isn't. It has such a negligible impact. I mean, most of these huge storms and catastrophic things are happening from the actual climate changing and not necessarily. So we go on a huge drought, then there's a huge torrential rain. That rain can't seep into the ground as much, like the Texas floods. Um, and a lot of people's first thoughts was cloud seeding. It's not climate change, it's cloud seeding. That was what created this huge rainstorm that just pelted Texas. And it's that kind of distrust that is going to be setting us back from actually being able to put an action towards fixing climate change. Um, where we can literally see the effects now. They've been talking about climate change. It's kind of changed from global warming to climate change over the years. I can remember early 2000s when I was in school. Global warming was in the textbook in Louisiana, which is crazy. But it was in the textbook, and now when they framed it, it's like, okay, the planet is warming, but not all places warm equally. Some places are colder, some places get more extreme. So global warming isn't as accurate as of a term, so we're going to change it to climate change. Well, that's a lot of what these climate change deniers will say is, oh, it was global warming, now it's just climate change. Now it's the planet's not getting warmer. No, the planet is still, as an average, getting warmer. But it's just these levels of mistrust that are causing delayed action, slowed action towards an existential threat that the humans are facing. And so this is the ideas that I think are dangerous. When conspiracy theories challenge institutions, they make us dig deeper. It kind of avoids corruption, makes us find the real cause of things. Conspiracy theories can be great. But when conspiracy theories become a hindrance to us being able to react to challenges that come our way or create an action to fix problems that have been created, it really becomes dangerous. And that's a part of my concern with conspiracy theories. It's even made its way onto my feed. I see them all the time. I don't particularly interact with them or anything, but I watch them. So I guess you could say I'm pretty well versed in the conspiracy theories and everything else. Some of them are just absolutely ridiculous. Some of them, it's like, oh, well, that kind of makes sense. But for the most part, I try not to believe in any of that, get too deep into it. If you talk your head off about it, I'll listen to you, absolutely. I'll even see if you make good points. I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's really interesting. That's a good point. But it comes more down to it's just so dangerous. Eroding this public trust in the institutions and everything else. We pulled out of WHO because of the whole vaccine thing. We're actively not vaccinating as many kids. Me, myself, I never got the COVID vaccine. I didn't I don't get like yearly flu shots or anything like that, but I absolutely believe there are certain vaccines that we absolutely should not purge from the health system that we should have. I mean, there's kind of like a herd immunity, so over 70% of people have to have this specific vaccine. And when it comes down to things that are like truly deadly, I mean, we're talking about like polio, which we had our first case of polio because of this rise. And it's really sad to see. I would hope that people can come more to their senses. While conspiracy theories in themselves can absolutely do a public good, can create more transparency in our institutions, can challenge the way we traditionally think, can hold these people accountable to what the actual truth is, and if there is something that the government is hiding or whatever, we can help it come to light. But just the modern level these conspiracy theories have reached, just how mainstream they've become, how dangerous they've become, it's really a problem that I think we really should address. The elite and the institutions themselves should be doing some sort of uh, trust campaign, something that can help foster that trust again, because it's really sad how it's become. I just really hope that as a species we can get out of this distrust, because this is exactly how systems fail. I mean, just look at the developing world. You have so many people who are in poverty, constant inflation. You can't trust the government when they make some decree that is a good decree, but because the people don't adhere to it or listen to it, it has no effect at all. I mean, this is what really those developing countries are stuck in, because those institutions are untrustworthy. The people don't trust them, and so those institutions can't effectively enact any type of policy or effective change to whatever needs to be done. So I'm just hoping that this is kind of a wave that'll pass. The whole populism movement, hopefully when MAGA falls more out of line, populism can have less of an impact on people's way of thinking and how we approach many of our subjects. But also with this whole thing, it kind of sounds like I'm anti-Trumper, which I'm not necessarily. I'm an independent guy. I believe both sides have great things to offer. I didn't vote in the last election. I didn't like either one of the candidates, so I just didn't vote. That was kind of my, abstaining. That was my vote, but it it is unfortunate, but it's not even just a right issue, the whole populism and not trusting the institutions. This is an everything issue. This isn't just MAGA that does this. There's a lot of liberals that do that. I mean, the whole Charlie Kirk assassin and the Trump assassination, just the disbelief in that is the very problem that I'm discussing, and that's not a right or left issue. That is a combined world view. The world is distrusting its institutions and everything else, and that's just really dangerous. So I hope as a society and everything else we can move past that. We can still have our critical thinking, and if that doesn't make sense to us or anything else, we can dig deeper. But to just immediately throw off possibilities or the way that things are or whatever the institutions or mainstream media tells you, I can really hope that as a society we can shrug that kind of weight off. We can listen to what they have. We can make our own critical thoughts about whatever is going on and make appropriate informational decisions. And I also hope that less of these people who are making these destructive thoughts and everything else can have less of a platform and everything else. Uh, but that ends my rant for today. I just wanted to go off about conspiracy theorists and everything else. Um, Not inherently bad, but can definitely be dangerous when it applies to certain topics or a certain level of distrust in the government and institutions and things like that. So, if you made it this far, thank you for listening. I might end up doing this more. We'll see how it's received. I might get a lot of hate for this one, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll end it right there. Check out my channel for other stuff. I got NFL, college football. I got a couple economics videos if that's your interest. And yeah, like the video if you think I spit some facts. If you hate me, if you disagree, leave it in the comments. Good, healthy debate. More information to be had is always good. And yeah, I appreciate you making it this far.